as I sit here, just finished mowing my yard, listening to my music and kind of getting into my mojo, thinking about all the violence and all the things that's going on, all the Facebook posts, all the comments, and everybody's blaming these teenagers. And they are the ones who committed these atrocious acts of violence. But we, the adults, have to take a look at ourselves. We're preaching, practicing, exemplifying, modeling, and carrying out hate. We carry it out in our churches. We carry it out on our businesses. We carry it out in our schools. We carry it out in our homes. Even on the national level of politics, many people support hatred. And what young folk are realizing and learning is that hate is what you do when you are different from somebody else. They're learning that if somebody doesn't agree with you, then you're supposed to hate them and you're supposed to do things to try to hurt them. And because that's what we, the adults, are doing. When we disagree with somebody, we scandalize their name. We talk about them. We get rid of them. We move them on, and we do things to show hatred. And young folk are emulating exactly what we, the adults, are doing. When we're in the church and we don't like somebody, we talk about them, we talk them down, and we get a group of folk in the corner in the parking lot and we talk about them. We make them sound worse than what they are. When we want to beat somebody in politics, we don't talk about how good we are or what we're going to bring to the country, but we talk about how bad they are and the things that they've done. And in essence, we show that we hate them. And young folk are learning that hatred is the way of this world. And hatred is not something that is just recently brought into this world or this country, but it's always been there. And the only way that it's ever going to go away is through love. So it's time for us to stop preaching hatred and do as the Bible says. We need to love our neighbor as ourselves. We need to be meek and stop thinking that meek means that you're weak. It just means that you're being patient and kind and loving towards others, forgiving others for their wrongs and accepting others for who they are, and not that they have to be like you or do things the way that you do them, but they can do them their way. And their way might be just as good as your way. And if not, it's our job to help them and encourage them to do better. So grown folk, let's stop complaining about these young kids out here that's committing acts of hate and acts of violence, and we're doing the same. They may be shooting each other down with guns and fighting each other, but we're shooting each other down with our words and our actions, and they're learning from that. They hear us in our homes when we talk about somebody else and how much we dislike them and how much we hate them, and if they ever come up to me and say something to me, what I'm going to do to them. And they're learning from that, and they're modeling that, and that's what they're doing. And until we, the adults, start living love and stop practicing preaching, supporting, and carrying out hate, we're going to continue